some of the aspects of Islam have been rendered, have been suspended. They're in limbo until the Imam returns. One of those, for example, is Salatul Jum'ah. Even though, interestingly here, Al-Alama al-Majlisi, in Bihar al-Anwar itself, he writes that Salatul Jum'ati wajibun ayniyun wa laysat mashrutatan bihudur al-imam al-ma'sum aw na'ibihi al-'am aw al-khas. He says Salatul Jum'ah is wajib ayni under all circumstances, and it has got nothing to do with the presence of an imam and absence of the imam. It is wajib ayni regardless. So you find Allama Akhbar, and because he's Akhbari, right? So he's going by the narrations. The narrations are very clear. Salatul Jum'ah is wajib. And the narrations that claim it is not wajib without an imam are not authentic. So, plus their dalala has also been questioned, in the sense that the narrations where an imam is mentioned, they say, well, this imam, is it referring to the imam of the time, or is it referring to the imam who is willing to lead the prayer, or is jami' or shara'at in terms of leading the prayer? Khair, that is a different discussion. Similarly, Salatul Eid, they say, will become wajib when the imam comes. Similarly, jihad also falls within the purview of the authority of the imam, for example. Humus was also, for a long period of time, considered to be the exclusive prerogative of the imam. And in fact, Akhbaris to this very day, they argue very vehemently that humus should not be given to anyone other than when the imam comes himself. In certain periods of Shia history, the idea was that it should be buried underneath, underground. And then when the imam comes, the earth will release its treasures, and so all that buried treasure, that humus, will come out, and the imam will be able to avail it and use it in his mission. So even humus had been suspended. And then the whole idea, as Ayatollah Khomeini laments, and Ayatollah Muntaziri and Dr. Ali Shariati, these great Iranian intellectuals, they have lamented that the whole idea that an Islamic government or an Islamic society needs to be established, many of the Shia for centuries, they were against this idea. They were like, until the imam comes, we shouldn't have an Islamic government, we shouldn't have an Islamic society, we should just wait and wait until Imam Khomeini came many centuries later in the modern period, and he challenged this idea, and he said, no, the establishment of an Islamic state and the fulfillment of divine obligations has got nothing to do with the presence of the imam or the absence of the imam. These are binding on us under all circumstances. So yeah, I would agree with you. There is no hujjiyah for the claim that deen somehow becomes suspended in the absence of the imam, and somehow when the imam appears, then only the deen has to be followed and practiced. That is not the case. Although yes, you are right. Many traditional Shia scholars also, and people sometimes for some specific things like Salatul Jum'ah and other things, they will make that argument. They will say Salatul Jum'ah is the prerogative, exclusive prerogative of the 12th Imam. But then that if Salatul Jum'ah is, then Humus should also be. That is Haqq Imam, as they say, or Malul Imam. So how come the Humus is being discharged, but then when it comes to Salatul Jum'ah and other things, we should wait for the Imam? So why wait in one and not wait in the other? That in itself exposes the double standards and the inherent contradictions. So, but to answer your question, yeah, there is no hujjiyah for this in the reliable sources. You're very right. The Quran has said, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum, the deen is complete. It now has to be followed and obeyed until the day of judgment, regardless of whether anyone is present or absent.